Never Ending Oddesy is a stick figure animation series created by the YouTuber Mythical. As of now, it has 16 total episodes including the Christmas special. Before I say anything, please watch the original series. I cannot put into words how underrated and great the series is. This video will massively spoil it, so please watch it. I will assume full base knowledge of the events in the series, so I won't explain what happens in the videos. Link is in the description. This video will be split into parts, each discussing a different matter. Let's start simple. There are many possibilities on how overseers came to be. What is sure though, is that the term Ascension means becoming an overseer. The first theory is that normal stick figures were ascended to overseers and Mythical himself. Not much is known about Mythical in this world, except that he exists and what he looks like. While this theory doesn't have any solid evidence, it's the most likely and stable system for appointing overseers. The second theory is that stick figures have to train and become powerful enough to ascend. This, however, is probably not the case, as anyone could basically become an overseer. This only evidence that supports this is in the Demon Overseer's info card. It states that he is a demon who grew strong enough to become an overseer. However, I think this is suggesting something else. Angels and demons exist in this world. They have different grades. It is unknown what is the maximum grade, but what we do know is that the demon overseer went beyond the maximum grade to become an overseer. The reason for the hate of angels and demons is unknown. Some angels and demons appear to ignore this system entirely. Demons have horns, which are used for fighting. However, it does not have the 2 times damage multiplier the earth magic spikes have. Angels have wings. They are able to use the type of magic called creation magic. We have been what basic level creation magic can do. Demons are attracted to fire and demons can manipulate fire. You may have noticed that I haven't talked about a lot of things. This series is kind of new, and there are a lot of blanks regarding the lore of the series. Despite that, it is still possible to form a rough timeline of sorts. So let's start, right, at the beginning. In the year 0, there was nothing. Then Mythical appeared. It should be noted that there is very little information to go off of, so I've had to fill in a lot of the blanks myself. Mythical created a spark of sorts, called the Spark of Neo. This spark evolved into a fire of sorts, which created the planet. The star-like object on the planet is the fire of Neo, or it's where Mythical is. Neo is like our universe. It expands, maybe even exponentially, but that is unlikely. What we do know is that a spark turned into a planet. The planet is made up of magic, so this is a reasonable explanation. Neo is also actually larger than Jupiter. See that red dot there? That's the size of the Earth. The Neo world's diameter is 15 times larger than our world. After some time, around the year 1000, Masura came to be. Faola was his first victim. He decided to brainwash her and make her his assistant, hence her title, the First Fallen. Masura was extremely powerful, and I'll get to the stats in just a minute, but all you need to know is that he was so strong that nobody could fight him without being obliterated. This made Masura very bored. Then, a person came up to him. He was called Seto. He offered Masura a deal. It was very simple. He would seal him away until there was a worthy opponent Masura could fight. In return, he would get one favor. It's unknown what this favor actually is, but what if it's just a favor? It might be very simple. So after some thinking, Masura accepted. Faola was also sealed. Seto said that he would not need any help on his part. Seto waited. While he waited, he did some research. Some time later, Seto discovered that Masura's seal is stronger than expected. So he did some research on how to solve that. Through his research he found what he was looking for, and that led to the events in the episodes 5 to 10. In the year 2000, a boy was born with the ability to interact with souls. This boy is yet to have an official name, so for now I will call him Chroma. The only thing we know about his parents is that they exist and that they named their child. Sometime around 2005, the professor built his first robot. It didn't have a purpose yet, as the professor didn't have any motivation to go after Dion. So he was testing and admiring his hard work, when Dion showed up, and destroyed his work. This was the spark that lit the anger the professor had in Dion. This is speculation though, and I just pulled this explanation out of thin air. Maybe it's simpler than that. Maybe the professor wants to be the most powerful person in the world. Maybe that, maybe not. Sometime around this time, Chroma's sister was also born. The professor needed more. Dion was getting stronger. During this time, D3 on MK2 was finished. He set his sights on a boy. On May 15, 2014, the professor and his creation went to Chroma's house. They killed Chroma's sister, and forced him to be D3 on's partner in combat. The professor was also planning to make Chroma stronger. He did this by injecting the souls of the 6 greatest magicians. Purple was the master of offensive magic. Blue was the master of defensive magic. Green was the master of support magic. Orange was the master of fight magic and strength. Yellow was the master of speed and electricity. And finally, Time was the master of time magic. It's unknown how the professor got his hands on these souls, but it may have been something to do with this island. There was one weakness however. His mind. He was unwilling to do what the professor wanted. So an AI was created and put into Chroma. But now I want to go off track for a little. What soul do you think is the AI? There are 8 souls inside Chrome. 6 are magicians. That leaves 2. Chrome and someone else. Chrome speaks in black and gray text, while the other soul speaks in black and red text. In one of the flashbacks in episode 13, the boy being captured, Chroma, speaks in the same black and red text the evil soul speaks. This means that the evil soul is human. That leaves one soul that doesn't have evidence of them being a real person. Chrome. This means that Chrome is the AI. I don't think people realize how big of a reveal episode 13 is. Now, let's go back to the timeline. Now I put that information into your head. The document in episode 1 is a valuable piece of information. In it, the 6 souls are mentioned. However, the AI isn't logged. This means that they didn't have time to write about Chrome, the AI. So it's not impossible that the injection of the AI caused Chroma to enter his spark state and caused the facility to fall in ruin. On 2020, August 7, Chrome woke up. Chroma no longer has full control over his former body. Chroma was confused. Then the events in the series played out, and that's the end of the timeline. We don't know exactly what will happen in the future, but we can make some predictions on what will happen. In the next episode of Never Ending Odyssey,